Okay, let's do some GIS. So GIS stands for Geographical Information Systems, and it means we're going to use layers of data on a map to learn more about geography. So let's do some GIS. So if you're in school, we need to find the software, and the way to do that in school is using the top left button of the Holtz Launchpad page. So on the first page you get to where you've got daily briefing, click on Holtz School, then geography, then ArcGIS. Okay, if you're at home, there's a special link here that you can use. And both these methods, if you're in school or at home, they both send you to a big blue button called the Holtz School. There's no special login at all. It's just your school logins. So if it asks you at home to put a login, you just use your username and password for school. Okay, if you're in school, it'll automatically do it. So hopefully then that'll take you to a page like this. And right at the top, there's a button that says Map. So if you click on Map, that's number 3. Click on Map. Number 4, you should now see a map. This is where we can do some GIS. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a magnifying glass, and I'd like to type in this postcode. This is the school's postcode. Here's our map, and in the bottom right here, you can see the magnifying glass, and that brings up a search bar. I put in the school's postcode and press Enter, and that'll take me right to the where the Holtz School is. I'm just going to close this menu here, just using this cross. There we go. There's the school in the middle. What do we do next? You should have been taken to the Holtz School. Let's see it in colour. On the left-hand side, click Base Map and then Imagery. Okay, Base Map. And then Imagery. Let's scroll down. There's Imagery. And we can see the school in colour. Look at the green. Wow. Now let's choose the base map called OS Base Maps and then close the menu. So, it's right next door actually. Look, OS Base Maps, click. And this gives us an Ordnance Survey base map of the school. There's the school right in the middle. I'm going to close that base map there. Practice slowly zooming in and out to see how the scale changes. Okay, so if I zoom out a little bit, it eventually turns into a slightly different scale, as you can see there. And if I zoom quite a long way out, I get a road map. That's not an Ordnance Survey map. When I zoom in, there's one scale, and zoom a little bit more, there's another scale as well. Super. Number 6. Okay, let's add a layer of data to our Ordnance Survey base map. To the bottom right, find and click Add Sketch, like that button there. Bottom right, Add Sketch. Click. Okay, we get some new menus coming up. Number 7, I now want you to spend some time investigating what this long menu does. You should try to do these things. So number 8, add a label to the school. That's number 8. That's the button for number 8, little pin. Number 9, draw a line from your house to school, showing the way you walk. That's using that symbol there, the line symbol. Number 10, draw a polygon shape around your school or the house. Your house, that's number 10. That's the symbol there, polygon. Number 11 is add a text box. That's 11, and have a play with the colours and stuff of the boxes and the lines. Okay, right, so let's have a play. So I'm going to first of all do the pin. So I've clicked on pin. What can I play around with? I can make the pin bigger. I can change the colour. That's pretty cool. I might click on red. Oh, and there we go. As soon as I drag my cursor across, I can get a pin. Okay, so I'm going to click my pin there. I just left click on the school and that's put a pin in place. Okay, let's do a line. So up here, top right, line. What colour line shall I have? Let's have a red line as well. Let's make it a little bit wider. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go from the school, left clicking along these roads. Where do I walk? I walk then down the Reading Road towards Reading. And I'm going to pretend I then turn left down this road here. And I'm just going to pretend that my house here is in Woos Hill. And I double left click to finish my walk. Okay. If I've made a mistake, I can go onto the cursor. So I can click cursor and then I can click on the walk and then click delete on my keyboard. So I can actually delete my walk. But as you can see, as I zoom out, my walk stays on there. Okay. So the next symbol is polygon. Let's click polygon and zoom in a little bit. And I'm actually going to draw around part of the school. So this block here, I'm going to left click, left click, left click, left click, left click, double left click, and that's actually drawn a shape, as you can see there. Okay, if I zoom in a little bit too much, the map goes. So there's my shape. Perhaps I should have picked a bigger building. Let's go around this building here. So left click, left click, left click, double left click, and it's drawn around that building. I can also play around with a fill color look. Okay, so if I want a red building with a red outline, I can try that. Let's draw around this this plot of land here. Left click, double left click. There you go, and I've got a slightly red polygon. I can fill a green polygon, as you can see. Let's draw around these houses, and it's changed that to green. Okay, I can draw a square, I can draw a circle, but this one here with the A, this is text. So once I click on the text, just give it a minute or two, this will then change to the text function. Here we go. Click the map to add text. So this is the special box here, content. So where it says enter text, I can say my school. Let's spell it correctly. I can have it in red. Okay, I can play around with the color, the transparency, the size of it. And again, just as I drag my cursor across, I can put it on the map, left click, and it puts in there. It's a bit like word art, you know, you can play around with the background glow and whatnot. And remember, if you want to delete anything, click on the little cursor. I can then click on the text and then press delete here. It's got a delete button, or I could do it on my keyboard. Okay, super. Let's go back to our worksheet. Number 13. Okay, when you've done some of these, let's see if you can measure your walk to school. Make sure you've done question 9 first. So question 9, that's drawing the line on. Okay, how do we do that? On the right, click Map Tools and then Measurement. Left click along the route you drew and double click to finish the line. How far is it? Okay, so there's my route. So Map Tools on the right, Measurement, fantastic. And then all I do is I trace my route. So I'm going to left click along my line, along my walk to school, and you can see that it's actually adding it up as we go along. So I'm left clicking all the way, left click, left click, left click, double left click, whoops. Okay, my double left click's not working. Okay, never mind. But if I look to the top right, I can see the box at the top right. It says 1.77338 kilometers, or 1,773 meters, 38 centimeters. Okay, so that's one way you can do that. I can't quite get it to, oh, there we go. I've double clicked and it's finished. Perfect. If I click on, we're doing area next, I think. Number 14, now find this button in the top right, investigate area. Okay, so that's that symbol there. So let's go back in the top right, look, you can see we're on measurement. Let's do measure area. And actually, if I left click around a shape, for example, the Holt grounds, left click, left click, left click, left click. Let's include the vicarage as well. And then double left click, I can see that has an area of 66,960 meters squared, and the perimeter is over a kilometer. It's 1,048 meters, 86 centimeters around. Super duper. Okay, congratulations on achieving gold level GIS. Let's now do some platinum level. Wow. See how many of these tasks you can do. Choose any to start on. You may have to look back at questions 1 to 14, all the stuff we've done up here, to help you. So the first one I could do, how far is it from your house to a friend's house walking along the footpaths? Second option, what's the area of Reading FC's stadium or any other sport music venue, such as the O2 Arena or fantastic football grounds like Anfield or Wembley? Choice C, make a map to show where your friends live. Add labels with their names on. Choice D, how much green space is there in Wokingham? Make a map with coloured polygons around areas of trees, parks or fields. You choose how big of an area to look at. Or E, and this is a really good one, E, investigate these awesome layers. On the left, click Layers, drop down arrow, Browse Layers, My Content, Living Atlas. Okay, let's try that. Layers. Okay, and then drop down arrow, Browse Layers. Oh, there we are at the top. Browse Layers. My Content, Living Atlas. And this gives you lots and lots and lots of options there. Some of them are from the US, but these are this is data that you can add in to your map. So for example, I saw quite a cool one there. Let's do air conditions. So sort of atmospheric quality, I guess. And I click add to my map, and this looks like a US one. So sometimes you might have to zoom out of your map to see where it's put it. So let's zoom out so we can see the US. Oh, there we go. Something's appearing there. Of course, I've only got the OS map for the UK, but you can see here these things have appeared. If you can click on them, it gives you some data about the air quality. It says the air quality is good there. Remember, if you want to change your base map, you can do. So I'm going to go back to dark black. And then if I zoom out, I can see lots and lots of things appearing. If I click on legend, that'll tell me exactly what this is. This is particulate matter 2.5. So this is a certain type of pollution, a certain size of pollution, and it's telling me where there's good air quality and where there's not good air quality. So if I want to add something else, I'd do exactly the same thing. There's an eye here. I can turn it off. I can turn it on. I've got my sketch. I can turn my sketch on and off and just play around with these different layers. Let's add something else. Browse layers, My Content, Living Atlas. What else can we find? US storms, that sounds cool. Add. And I'll just press the back arrow. What have we got? Have we got any storm information? No, there doesn't seem to be anything on that one. Okay, not a problem. Just kill that one. Let's put another layer in before we finish. Add, browse layers, My Content, Living Atlas. Sometimes they don't necessarily work. Oh, let's look at wildfires. Let's see if there are any wildfires going on. Ah, there we go. We've got my key on the right. Wow, this is the size of wildfires in the US. So I can zoom right in and see exactly where they are. I can change the background as well if I want. Remember the base map? I can pick a slightly different base map. Let's go to imagery. And I can see all of these wildfires on here. Okay, so have a little play. And remember, GIS stands for Geographical Information Systems. It means putting layers of data on a map. And we use it as geographers to understand issues and problems around the world. And we try and solve problems and think about things in a geographical way using GIS. Okay, we'll have a really good investigation there, and I hope that's useful. Bye-bye.